There are some people who let rookie groups sail by without even noticing. Other people, like this guy, are quick to turn their nose up at anything post-2009 unless they have something that catches their eye. Just saying. I, on the other hand, love rookies. Love rookies. I like hearing about them forming, getting excited for their debut, watching their first stage, the fear in their eyes, everything. I don't think everyone should quite anticipate a season to their bosom with the same vigour that I do, but they're definitely worth keeping your eye on. You've got to remember that even the biggest stars in the industry today started out as rookies at some point. So let's take a look at what it means to be a rookie in the K-pop industry with my lesson on the rookie trajectory. Before a debut even comes, you've got the hype that surrounds the announcement, and the majority of the anticipation is based from the company that the group's from. The heaviest of expectations likely comes with SM, which is the biggest company in Korea. You have predecessor powerhouses of like TVXQ, Super Junior, SNSD, BoA, etc, etc. A similar weight is carried with the rest of the big three like JYPE and YG. You're pretty much guaranteed a successful debut if you're at one of these labels. I used to think the same thing kind of counted for Cube Entertainment, but recent debuts under that label and its subsidiaries haven't exactly been smooth sailing, so I'm not 100% sure anymore. So yeah, whenever the big three announces a new act, there's heavy expectation right there. Of course, this comes with backlash. EXO were accused of being Super Junior replacements, basically being overhyped, bashed for having an established fan base before they even debuted, etc, etc. BTOB got the copy of Beast, but like a worst Beast, all the time. Conversely, smaller label rookies can debut without a whisper. Aprons, BB Boys, Ayo, IM, INI, Swambi, Slim, SLIM, Slim. If I say a name you recognize at any point, just feel free to stop me. Emperor, N-Sonic, Reborn, Kleina, B-Ban, Lady, and Peach. Right, who is the toughest job is arguable. Big label rookies have to fight to live up to the hype and to defy the haters, and are prone to a lot heavier criticism. Smaller label rookies have to fight to even get their name out there, regardless of their talent level. Like, Chaos are crazy good vocalists, crazy, but they barely got any time on any of the music shows because no one knew who they were or what company they were from, which gives me a neat sticky too. This is where your label expectation can really help you out. In 2011, A-Pink, from Cube subsidiary A-Cube, debuted in their first week with duo stages of both their lead single I Don't Know and their EP track Wishlist. On the other hand, at the same time we had Block B, the first idol act under Stardom Entertainment, performing cut stages of their debut track Freeze, and we're talking like 3 minute 21 down to 2 minutes. Regardless of who you thought had the better track or the better performance stage, that's one idol rookie group getting significantly less time to promote their debut than the other. And more airtime means more exposure, and more exposure ultimately means more sales. There are the big four music programs that groups aim to promote on each week: Countdown, Music Core, Music Bank, and Inkigayo. A lot of rookies can't secure regular spots in all four, so they perform on cable channel shows like Music Champion or MTV's The Show. These shows were established to allow a platform for rookies. Bigger names rarely make an appearance on these shows, especially on MTV, and concentrate on performing here until they can start trying to book regular spots on the terrestrial channels. MR removed is a weird thing. Like, it seems to cease to exist outside of the K-pop sphere. You do not see MR removed One Direction or like Rihanna, thank God. It's basically this strange process in which someone takes a video of a performance and extracts the vocal audio from the backing track. The end result is kind of distorted, but essentially just the vocal output for that particular performance. And sometimes that means silence, like cricket silence. As soon as rookie groups have their debut stage, netizens are on that like white on rice. And then comes the judgment. I mean, sometimes it's enough to sink a career. Netizens stripped Chi-Chi's debut stage of Don't Play Around, and those girls got slaughtered to the point of no return. Speak Out, on the other hand, got stripped down and highly lauded, establishing themselves as powerhouse vocal rookies. MR judgment tends to be softer on guy idols than it is on girls. Oppa was nervous. But at the end of the day, if you come out of the starting blocks out of tune or making no noise at all, then you can bet you're not going to finish that race and get your comeback. Still, if you hit a few bum notes but manage to hold the whole thing together well enough, it's not all over. You've got the next few stages to work with. An improvement curve is just as impressive as a strong debut. EXO opened with mime performances, then a really rocky live, but the negative comments were quickly taken over by comments about how incredible it was that they improved so much in such a short amount of time. It There's no such thing as a group in K-pop without a fanbase. I don't know why, but as soon as the company even vaguely mentions putting some trainees together, fangirls pounce. NEWS had an established fan forum in March 2011. They made their debut in March 2012. They had a fanbase before they even had rumored members, for real. Every single group has initial fanbase sitting there, just waiting for their debut stage. Rookie groups from smaller labels are quick to give their fanbase a name straight out of the block. Hello Cupid, Melodies, A-Light, because it establishes an anchor for those fans to hang around and keep supporting them. Groups from bigger labels don't have that rush, because they have the family loyalty to keep fans around. FX debuted in 2009 and they still don't have a fandom name yet. Smaller labels don't have that assurance. They have to get their group's foothold in the industry as quickly as possible before they start trying to climb that ladder. They'll follow up with a few fan meetings and tours to cement fan loyalty for that group. With your loyal core fanbase, you've got to expand and build upon that, and if your song didn't do it, then you shaking your ass to Beyonce on a quiz show apparently will. Variety appearances mean exposure and publicity for the group, and for rookie groups, it's their first impression outside of their musical abilities that they need to nail in order to keep the public interested in them. But variety spots are like gold dust to rookies. This is the final hurdle. This is the final hurdle where a lot of rookie groups just can't. I've written vault, okay, but like, what do people who hurdle do? Jump? Just jump?
People say you fall at the final hurdle.
Okay, but like, if you don't fall, if it's a successful hurdle.
It just come.
Okay, I'll go with jump. Jump. This is the reason that a lot of rookie groups meet their demise. This is a lot of reasons. This is the reason that a lot of rookie groups don't like. Sorry. This is the reason a lot of rookie groups meet their demise after one promo cycle. Quite a few groups get a documentary following their pre-debut and their first promotional cycle, like MTV's The DA series. But when that wraps up, they're left to fend for the same spots as the established idols. Again, this is where having big name seniors is going to help you. Association gets you places. M Black were barely out of the starting blocks when they got their season of Idol Army, but they had the big name attached to them, Rain. It's more difficult for smaller label rookies to get their foot in the variety door. They usually only get the opportunity to get one group rep on, and that's usually the face. Responsibility falls on their pretty shoulders to gain them new fans, bring in more interest, and tide them over this period. Like My Name's Young landed a spot in Dream Team, which essentially kept the group's public profile afloat in order to allow them a second release. So if they survive all of that, if they manage to get the stage time, if they manage to get the fans, if they manage to get the airtime, then they've got their foot in the door and they get the green light for their comeback and subsequent releases. This is where it gets exciting, when they start giving us glimpses as to what kind of stuff they'll be releasing for the rest of their K-pop careers. Some groups get it straight away, others take a little bit longer, but either way, they get there eventually. From this point out, it's all about the development of the signature sound. I think this is what qualifies groups for rookie status. A lot of people say that the rookie label technically means a group who have made their debut within the calendar year, but I think it goes beyond that. I personally still count them as rookies until they decide exactly what kind of group they're going to be, and exactly what kind of sound they're going to have. For example, one of my favourite groups, Infinite, always experimented with a throwback kind of sound. The guitar riff from their debut from Back Again sounds like something the average white band would have used in the late 70s. Stuff like History has an 80s jazz funk feel like Catch a Goo and the likes. But they didn't hit their 80s pop stride until Beeline, which was followed by Paradise. And then The Chaser, and they find that gold mine and they're still mining it. By all means of definition, they stop being rookies when they release Nothing's Over and Can You Smile, but it's when they hit their stride with B Minor that they sort of graduate into the big leagues of award show contention. Likewise, BAP, despite having only debuted in January, aren't really rookies to me. They kind of stop being rookies when they release their follow-up Power and establish their music style as like Crazy Badass or whatever. So BAP and let's say like A-Pink aside, it's very rare that rookie groups come out with their career sound done and dusted. We've got a lot of groups debuting with really good but slightly generic tracks. Once the sound is decided, it's not entirely stable either. You've got to have the conviction to stick to it. You know, like everyone has a pretty good idea as to what B1A4 were about when they released OK Go and Beautiful Target. Then they had a little stylistic stumble with Baby I'm Sorry before they came back to their senses and returned with Baby Goodnight. Yeah, WM Entertainment knows what's up. It's all about signature sound. Signature sound, future prosperity. And don't get me wrong, signature sound isn't a very defined thing. Down the line, groups can branch out again. Big Bang did the hip hop sound for years before they moved into the electro, awesome, whatever they feel like doing, but still totally sick right now that they're doing. Or Girls' Generation, who are super cute and Oing and G'ing and either bad girls bring the boys out, whatever. I mean, that's a long way down the line though. That's the end goal for a lot of rookie groups. But to get there, they have to establish themselves first. You see why rookies are great? So yeah, don't be like this guy. Embrace those rookies. They're awesome. And that was my lecture on rookie trajectories from modudaTV. In the immortal words of Ban Young-gook, we are you. Oh, that one. The concentrated. Oh, sorry, I keep shaking my table. Jumanji. Sorry.